guys back from Russell.
Okay, and we are live, people. Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for nerds, by nerds, hanging out with some of the other Nerdarchists and some of our online friends and friends from around New Jersey and Pennsylvania. And we will be playing our Urban Underdark campaign.
The UU, baby.
That's it, an Outcast. And real quick announcement before we get started. Next week, I turn 40, and if you happen to be anywhere in the tri-state area and you want to come hang out with Nerdarchy, we're going to be at Medieval Times. You can actually find the link to where we're going to be, and there's also a special promo code over on our weekly news and digest on the Nerdarchy page. And I'm going to post it other places as well, so you'll be able to find it. But right now, it's like I think the tickets are normally like 60 some bucks, and now they're 35 with the promo code. So
it's normally 68 for an adult. Promo card takes it down to 35.
Yeah, so it's a decent deal, and I think Ryan's going to tweet from there or some shit.
Yeah. If you want to find us there, yeah, that'll help. And we'll be wearing Nerdarchy apparel to help find us. So yeah.
Yes, hopefully, as long as our stuff comes in. But
right.
With that, I think let's start with from my left, which is Andrew. You can introduce yourself and your character, and we'll move right on down the line.
Sure. Hey guys, Andrew Knapp here, aka SR2 Joker on the YouTubes. Check out the W3, the OSG, Nerdarchy, of course, and Loshank's blog. Today I am going to be playing Fel Goldgren, a deep known, or a Svirfneblin, if you want to say it that way. He is a cleric of Erdlin who is a pretty nasty dude. He's a gigantic blindless mole that burrows through the multiple layers of the abyss, eating and devouring everything he can find. My greed is as satiable as his. Me and Ted's character Thor have a little bit of a business deal going where we throw fights and I make an outrageous amount of money off of it.
I'm into it. Like it.
Let's see. Carrie's up next.
All right, so my character's name is Evelindra Xandorfen. I'm an evocation mage, and I am a drow, and I also happen to run a little alchemy shop on the side. People may or may not come in and buy stuff to throw around during the fights that these other guys run.
And Natalie?
My name is Natalie. I am playing Dexamene. She is a Minotaur warlock. She's got a little friend, an imp named Alistair, along with her.
And let's go to Ryan.
Hey guys, I'm playing Rask, the Vagabond, who is a paladin of the Beggar King. He's usually either drunk or street preaching or a little of both.
And you're up, Ted.
All right, I'm Nerdarchist Ted. I will be playing as Andrew said, Tholwar Gemcutter. He's a guild artisan bard, also a Zvrfneblin or deep gnome, however you will. Now, towering in a massive 3'3", so fear his mighty whip.
Nice. So, so this campaign is taking place in the Underdark, in the city of Outcast. Outcast is basically set in the sea of Evernight, which is an ocean in the Underdark. Pretty much, it is a ginormous stalagmite that looks like it's been cut off, creating like this mesa underground. The clan of Outcast, no one really knows what the clan's name was before, but when they were banned from the Dugar Kingdom, when they're banished, they took upon themselves to claim the name Outcasts for their clan. They started this merchant city where they basically allow anyone in. This place is kind of a Underdark, a mecca of culture and civilization. Also, shady deals aplenty. Pretty much whatever would be fair game in a black market in another city is just the marketplace here. Pretty much everything goes. There is a rule of law, but it's very loose. If you hung out with us during our session 0, we talked about Outcast and what it was like, so you can go back there and check that out. With that, we're going to get into things, and we're going to start off with Fel and Thulwar. They're right now. Those guys are chilling at Ort's. Well, I shouldn't exactly say chilling. Maybe Fel's chilling. Ort's Golden Knuckles Tea House. So this place is renowned for, one, its pit fights, but two, the psychedelic teas they serve there. And right now, in the middle of a crowd is Thelwar, and he is squaring off against a gray dwarf who looks like he's just chiseled out of the rock. Huge beer belly. White beard that's all braided. Dark eyes gleaming. And right now we find Thelwar, basically on his hands and knees. His one eye is pretty much swollen shut. His nose is probably broken again, and he may have lost a tooth. And Thelwar, or not Thelwar, the Dugar that he's squaring off against, Skorm, is circling him and kind of taunting him and playing to the crowd. He keeps slapping his enormous belly and throwing his hands in the air. While he's doing that, Thelwar, this is the point where you kind of look over and you see your partner on the sidelines. Fel, right now this is the third round. This is the last round of the match. They've been furiously betting against your partner at this point. And, it looks like a foregone conclusion as far as the crowd's concerned. Who's going to win this match? You guys, you've practiced at this. You've done this time and time again. This is the point in the match where the corner man makes a decision, and then he relays it to his fighter.
All right, so as he looks back at me, Fel is laying on this large cushion that's kind of pushed off to the side of the pit. I got some people fanning me and a little brass chest that's full of coin that I'm kind of jingling. And I look over and a nasty sea breeze kind of blows in, and I can see it tanging and just biting into his wounds. And I get this sick, sadistic pleasure as I take my thumb and go across my neck, telling Thulwar to kill the son of a bitch.
All right, Thulwar, the ball is in your court. What are you going to do? Skorm starts marching towards you, and he's reeling back for a huge kick into your ribs.
So I basically, let him approach, with a what do you call it? A little bit of deception, if you will. Why did it not roll?
It did roll, but it doesn't matter. You don't have to roll. Just tell us what happened.
Okay. I'm sorry. Basically,
Bare-knuckle match.
When it's just fisticuffs?
Yep.
All right. So when he comes in, I try to roll with it. So I'm taking making it look like I take the hit, and go reeling back. So when I land, I'm just gonna lay there to see what he does next. When he approaches, I'm gonna spring up to my feet, or spring up to my knees, do an uppercut from the ground right into his groin. As he bends over, I'll grab him by the beard and just headbutt him right in the face.
Okay.
Does that take him down, or is he still reeling?
He reels back and his arms are kind of flailing. You totally caught him off guard. He wasn't expecting that. And he's on the back of his heels, and that enormous belly of his is swaying back and forth.
So I'll kind of sweep the leg, try to take it out from under him, and then go in for a foot stomp on his neck.
Okay, so you do that easily, and he hits the ground hard. You hear his skull crack on the ground. His head even bounces a little bit, and his whole body just quivers a little, from the reverberation of the force that he hits with. And as he does that, his chin pops up, and you bring your little foot down, which is perfectly shaped for fitting into the crease of his neck, and bring it down on his neck, and you just hear one, and he's just laying there, kind of like gurgling. And then
So,
the crowd just kind of goes wild. And some
So,
of some of that wildness is a bit angry too, because there's a lot of people just lost a lot of money.
So I look to the whoever the quote unquote officiator is.
He looks over with disbelief, and then he comes over to you. It's a drow.
All right.
Well, very refined looking and in nice clothes. He tries not to get too close to you and like kind of grabs your wrist with like two fingers as if he doesn't really want to touch you, and raises your hand and says, "Thoar is the winner." So now, Fel, it's up to you to collect the money, and from the feel you're getting from the crowd, you think you should collect it quickly.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is cast Channel Divinity, Invoke Duplicity, and have my illusion carry around my brass chest to do the collecting as I watch from behind a silk curtain.
Okay. So you collect from everyone that owed, and there's someone out of the crowd runs over to Squirm. You recognize him from the beginning of the match. It's his corner guy, and you see him whisper something and turn a ring on his finger, and you see Squirm basically sucked back from death's door as he's frosts at the mouth a little bit. His eyes start rolling up in his head, and he takes a deep breath, and then sits up.
Was that from a ring?
You're not sure. I mean, you've seen him fiddle with something.
Okay, so I look. Does he look like he has a ring?
Yeah, that's what I said. You see him says
right.
he whispers something and turns a ring on his finger.
All right. Can I offer a hand up?
Sure, but it wasn't on Squirm's finger.
Oh, okay. All right. My apologies. Then
it was on the guy that ran out to him.
All right.
And so what are you doing? The crowd is looking a little hostile.
I will take a little bow and make my way hastily towards wherever I go. Collect winnings, or if there's no actual winnings, then just grab my stuff and make for the shadows.
Fel always does the collecting, and he divvies out your share. You guys have done this enough times. Matter of fact, you actually haven't been back to this establishment in a long time because you kind of go, okay, you know about how long to wait before you try again at a place.
Well, our racket, if you will, there are times that I go in just to lose, so that it winds up building. Okay, well, this guy's not all that great. Every once in a while, I pull one out.
So you would know, Thulwar, that the protocol for getting your money is to go to Fel's shop in the merchant district. It's like this run-down kind of thatch hut, and there's a neon glowing green sign on it that says "Live Well," and the well part's kind of like sparking and shooting as it blinks.
So I'm small and I'm somewhat stealthy, so I can manage to sneak my way there if need be.
Okay, well, you guys head out the door, and you end up actually having to go out the same exit because the corner man for the other guy starts riling up the crowd, and they're kind of forming a mob.
Nice.
And so you guys jet out, and you're heading out, and you're not actually able to go the route you would normally go, but you do know another way where you're pretty sure you can slip them. On an alternate route, there's a Cove that usually is underwater, but because of the time of night it is, the tide is low enough. You could probably sneak down there and get away.
We do have advantage in rocky terrain, so I think we should sneak.
Okay, so you guys are doing that. Carrie, what is your drow's name again? I'm sorry.
Evelindra.
Evelindra. Evelindra. It is that time of night where a certain place where you can actually collect spell components that can only be gained from one place in the city at a certain time. You actually end up scraping rocks for ocean slime.
Okay.
That actually contains like this dust in it from the pearlescence that collects in the sea of Evernight.
I'm there. I'm getting it.
Okay.
Do I happen to see two guys sneaking about?
It probably depends on your perception. But possibly. Vask or Varsk?
Who?
Rask.
Rask.
Rask? Yeah.
Rask. All right, Rask the Vagabond. You're on your street corner, and you're preaching. And you may or may not be inebriated, but you're in the throes of doing your thing, and you have a little bit of competition because on the other corner
I am in fact inebriated.
Okay, well, on the other corner there is another guy also preaching.
Okay. Well, I try to out-preach him.
So he's going off day or night through light and in the darkness, never ending, never waking, always reaching, always grasping. What is real? What is dream? The sleeper awakens, and he just says that over and over again, and he's been doing that for hours.
Coin!
The sleeper must awaken.
Coin! They say coin spends, but coin also enslaves. It makes manacles of us all. It brings us into the depth. It drags us down into the hollows. Forget the coin. Throw off it. Cast it off. Be free. Find the drink. Find freedom. Throw off the coin.
He's got a group around him, as do you.
Mm.
And like his group are kind of like sitting there in front of him Indian style, and they keep like muttering the same thing he is. And then you have your three vagabonds with you.
Which, at this point, that'll be Swill, Bootlick, and Canker.
Okay.
Or that's what I call them, at least.
Yeah. So do their mothers, so it's all right.
Yeah.
So as you know, as he kind of like builds to a crescendo, I kind of envision you're like trying to match him or overshout him.
Yeah. I have big old pipes. I'm like
Yeah.
6 foot
So like one of your guys brings you a vegetable crate or a fungus crate to stand on.
Nice. All right, I take it up.
And so when you set down your wine to step up there and stabilize yourself and.
No, I don't set down my wine. I figured that out with it in hand. Because every once in a while it's a parched throat. I have to drink some wine whilst doing this.
Okay, well you overbalance when you go to climb up on your crate. When something small shoots by you and rips your bottle of wine from your grasp.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I start taking off.
And it keeps running. And so you see a small figure. It looks like it might be a child, where bedecked in rags. Seems to be all limbs.
I grab the crate that I was standing on, and as I run, I'm chucking it.
Okay. So as you chuck it, it would have taken this little person right in the back of the head, but they artfully slide down the side of a slope because you're by the docks, and that's where the little street urchin ran towards even further, and you just lost sight as the figure dives below the ground level that you can see.
Well, I'm bringing my guys with me. No drink tonight unless we can get that back, boys. So I call it out behind my shoulder as I stumble, run, because I basically am grabbing this crate, kind of throwing it on the run, and I'm pretty all limbs, long limbed. I start drunken stagger running toward it, and I'm waving my guys along with me. Come on, boys, come on, move it. I'm wheezing as I'm running.
So the crate goes shooting over the edge. Natalie, you are on a ship.
Mm.
You are chained to an oar.
Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river.
Well, your luck is about to change, sort of.
Mm.
The ship has just run aground of something. And you said your captors were lizard men?
Dweger.
Oh, another clan of Dugar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these Dugar are not from Outcast. It is, in a different hold.
Yep.
Well, they've somehow managed to run aground the ship, and now it is sinking.
Oh, crud.
And Dugar are abandoning ship left and right.
Oh, man.
So
is the water top? Okay, go on.
The only problem is you're chained to the ore bench.
Sounds like someone's breaking an ore bench.
Can I try to snap the ore?
Yes, you can.
I have no idea what I'm rolling for this, but let's give it a shot.
Let's just call it athletics or strength, whichever.
Excellent. I rolled an 8 with a +3. That takes me to a whopping 12.
Well, you're in luck. This ship is in ill repair.
Excellent.
And the ore doesn't break, but the swivel that locks it in place does.
Excellent. So I can go down holding on to an oar for flotation.
You can.
Fantastic.
So, are you jumping over the side? You staying on the ship as long as you can?
I'm going to stay on the ship as long as I can.
Okay. So it does that whole Titanic thing where it starts to sink and suck you down.
I'm not going to sing anything from the Titanic. Okay. Okay, go on. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to try to float as long as possible. Because, I'm scared. I'm exhausted. I'm probably underfed. I'm basically just hoping for the best, hoping that, something will take me the right way.
So
Coves aren't necessarily known for swimming.
That's true. And to compound the problem, the chain is heavy and kind of dragging you down. And one of the other slaves has grabbed your hoof in desperation, and they're trying to pull themselves up. But instead of pulling themselves up, they're just pulling you down.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to kick them.
Okay, so you begin kicking furiously.
Yep. I'm going to kick them.
No rolls required, and they're holding on tight with a death grip. And as you're being sucked down, you kind of see like the blackness floating around the edges of your vision. As you're trying to hold your breath, and floating in that blackness, you see 3 large horizontal black eyes, blacker than the darkness, and around the edges of your vision, you see things moving, slithering like giant serpents, or thick coils of black rope. It's hard to make out. And while that's happening, you hear a sibilant voice speaking. You think in your ear, maybe directly to your mind.
Oh. What do I hear?
You're going to drown and die here today.
I'd rather not.
The sea has come to claim you.
It has not. I will survive this. I've survived before.
This time, I'm afraid not. This time, your fate seems to be sealed.
You seem to be swimming. Come over here and let me step on you.
I can raise you up above the water. I can help you.
You will.
In your mind, a piece of parchment begins to unroll, and black ink just starts to appear on the parchment, and scroll across it. Almost writing itself. The writing and the ink is so black, so dark, and almost has a vile look or feel to it.
What does it say?
You can tell it's a contract. You can read it. It's almost like the words are being written right across your mind and your soul. It's a contract. of servitude. But for this servitude, you're promised not only to survive but power. You will no longer have to feel the lash of others. They will feel your lash.
I've been a slave too long. I was born free. I've been a slave too long. I will take the power, but it's important to understand I will no longer be controlled.
That is all well and good.
How do I sign the contract? How do we get me out of here? How do we continue?
As you think about how to sign the contract, you see your name begin to form at the bottom. And the more you think about signing it, the more it becomes complete.
Oh. Another fate I have to accept for the moment.
And with that, you as you're kicking, instead of kicking, you're actually like stepping up now, almost like on stairs, except for what you're stepping on almost feels rubbery, and it has a give to it, and it's a little bit slippery. And until finally, your head and your face breaks the surface of the water.
Oh, I grasp deeply for breath at this point in time, and just accept a moment, every moment to moment, as I continue to move forward.
You're even more exhausted, but you feel the water and the waves carrying you, and you kind of like fade in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
But so you somehow feel safe.
Okay. I'll wait till I'm at shore. I'll wait till I'm at shore. I'm going to make it through this. I'm going to make it another day. And I'm no longer chained. I'm no longer a servant.
So as you make your way to shore, again you're slipping in and out of consciousness, and you finally feel something solid beneath you.
Can I crawl up on the shore?
You do, almost on an instinctual level. So at this point, our deep gnomes are making their way down the rocks on one side of this cove. When you see a dark form, laying in the water, and then you also see another form scraping rocks. What's your passive perception, Carrie?
Perception? I don't know.
If you're not trained, it is just your wisdom.
Oh, it's my wisdom bonus. My wisdom's a 14.
Okay, so it's a 12.
Passive 12.
So it is kind of loud in the cove, and first of all, too, most places in Outcast, you always constantly hear the lapping of water and the crashing of waves, and it's a little bit louder here in the cove because of the echo. Your nose is full of the brine smell of the ocean. But unlike any other seashore, there is no sound of birds or any other animals. Just above you hear the nightlife of Outcast. So you see as you're scraping rocks for the slime that you collect.
I love slime.
You see two things actually, and the gnomes, you probably see this as well. One, you see a body kind of like thrust itself out of the water onto the shore, and you see a crate go flying by.
All right. No, I'm far more interested in the body because bodies have things on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate the body as well.
All right. No, I'm gonna go see what's on the body.
Okay, Ryan, give me an athletics check going down.
All right. So cursing and storming the whole way down. Let's see. Oh, nice. So that's a 15 on the die. So that's an 18. Oh, actually, I have. I'm training that, so that's a 20.
Okay, so you make it look easy as you leap from rock to rock with your prize in sight. But the funny thing is, once you actually crest the rocky shoreline, you no longer see the urchin that stole your bottle of wine. You just see your bottle of wine sitting at the bottom.
I scratch my groin and walk down and spit. Oh, you fucker! And go and bend down and pick up my bottle of wine.
Okay, as you bend down to pick up the wine, your bottle of wine, you see a dark elf moving to the water's edge where there's a body laying half in and half out of the water.
Yeah, the first thing I'm going to do with the body is I want to see if it's alive.
Okay.
So
I call half if there's anything on there. I found it too.
You stay out of this.
And
I'm in this right here.
I found this first.
You guys are arguing and approaching the body at the same time. And Demina, am I saying that right?
Dexamini.
Dexamini, I'm sorry.
Dexamini.
You hear, first you feel something tugging at your ear.
Ah!
And whispering in your ear, Mistress, we must move, we must go. This is not safe here. You must get up. Get up.
Al, is that you? Al, am I okay? I don't know what's going on. Get the hell out of the water. There's
This
people
would actually
coming.
be your first meeting with Al.
What the heck is going on? Who are you?
Whoa, it's alive.
I've been sent from the masters to help you, and you don't actually see anything, but you feel it.
Oh wait, do we see anything, or we just see this lady talking to herself?
You see the lady talking to herself.
You're haunted by the wine spirits. I see. Yeah. Wine spirits.
Oh,
Seen this before.
Where am I? I have no idea where I am. I'm alive. The chains are still on me.
Welcome to Outcast and all of its underground pisshole splendor. My lady? Wait,
That's kind of nice. So, you okay?
Are you here to kill me?
No.
And I'm going to pop right up.
You're not going to take my wine, are you?
I'm not interested in your wine. Are you here to kill me?
No, you're not going to take my wine, so I cradle it. So I ain't going to kill you today.
Trust me, he is in no shape to be killing anybody.
Did you see how the fuck I took those rocks? I'm a goddamn gymnast.
Could you explain to me what is going on? Where are we? I was on a ship. I was drowning.
Sit down. I'm going to put my hand on her shoulder. I'm going to guide her back to sitting, one step at a time.
I actually do start to look her over, like, medicinally.
Okay, so as she goes to put her hand on your shoulder, you feel something scurry from one side to the other, Dexamina. And, no, mistress, not them, behind you. And,
what's behind me? Who are you?
Relax. You've had some kind of a boat trauma, I guess? You're okay.
She's old. Did you hit your head in the water?
You've had some kind of boat trauma.
When you do snap your head,
is there any evidence of a boat anywhere? Do we see a wreck? Are there any other people washing up? Like, is there debris?
Nothing. The only piece of debris is the oar that she.
I look at her head because she's talking like she might have hit her head, or she's drunk.
Yeah. I'm gonna smell her breath. This is probably a bad idea.
At this point in time, I pull up the oar and wield it like it's just a staff, trying to figure out, who they are and how to protect myself and what's talking to me that sounds really small. And
you probably had a rough go of it. Here, you have some if you want. I hold out my wineskin. I'm probably like purple in my lips.
I am basically going to grab the wineskin and sniff it. This ain't poison, is it?
If she's grabbing the wineskin, I'm taking the oar because she can't do both at the same time.
Well, she does have two hands.
And I'm going to take a little sip of the wine. Hope that, I'm thirsty. I don't know how long I've been floating.
It ain't good, but it is cheap.
And I'm going to take a sip, and I'm going to spit out the first sip and go, what is this? And then realize that it's a better vintage than I've had in a while, and take another sip, or two, or three, or four, and I'm basically going to slurp back the entire wineskin.
And I'm taking the oar.
No, I'm taking the oar. That wine was at least worth as much as that oar.
I don't want the oar, I just don't want her to smack me in the face with the oar.
I take the oar. We're going to... Boys, my guys are probably finally scrambling down. Boys, I throw it at them. We can probably trade this for another bottle of wine.
So, Dave, while this is going on, Are we around, or?
Yeah, you guys are coming down the other side of the slope. So
She looked behind her. Is there anything out in the water?
when she looks and doesn't see anything initially, but then again, once again you hear that whisper in your ear, "Mistress, there's danger afoot from the water. They're after you." And that's when Ted, you probably noticed because you've seen her look to the water again.
Mm-hmm.
You notice things cresting the water, out of the water. At first, you see basically what looks like fish heads kind of bobbing in the water.
Are they roly-poly?
You stole my line.
Are they roly-poly? I don't get the reference.
Roly-poly fish heads?
Eat them up, yum. Oh.
The song Fish Heads, man.
Dave, you disappoint me.
Yeah, my bad. Andrew, did you know about roly-poly fish heads?
Nope.
No, I didn't think so. See?
You guys suck.
So you see them, and as they come closer to the shore, they're coming out of the water, and they're basically humanoid fish.
Let's go, Atoa.
And yes, you probably would know that they are Koatoa. They're dripping of slime. They got big pointy teeth. They look like those freaky snakehead fish.
Nice.
If they had arms and legs.
Given that the oar is attached to me by a chain, I think Evalandra trying to take it away from me would be a little bit of a rough go. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn around with the oar in my hand and back up against Rask to protect him, because he did give me the wine, as terrible as it was, and as close to vinegar as could be. I'm basically going to protect him. We've got to move. We don't want to be here.
Is there anything about these guys that look like they have anything on them, anything of value, anything that lets me observe what they would be doing here?
The Koatoa?
Yeah.
Not really, and like.
Because I've been in Outcast for a while. Like Koatoa wouldn't be like raiding the shores just for shits and giggles.
They are.
What do we know about these guys living here?
They don't come to Outcast. You've never actually seen them in Outcast, or if you have, it's very, very rare. Where other races are come and go, fairly common, but the Koatoa stick to their own.
So I chuckle at Dexamines trying to like defend me with an oar. I'm wearing splint mail armor. I'm tall and lean, and I have a giant sword strapped on my back that I'm now clearing from the scabbard.
So
these fishy fuckers are gonna turn into my dinner tonight.
Do they have weapons on them, Dave? Anything that looks like quality?
I don't know about quality, but they are armed.
All right.
Dave, they're fish. Do we know that they can get out of the water?
Yes, you do know that they can.
Okay.
So
they're native to the Underdark.
All right.
I'll look over at you, Fel, and kind of nod towards them and find out what your opinion is.
Well, I'm probably familiar with Rask a little bit. I've probably seen him around because I'm a pretty shady guy, and he seems a little shady.
Well, yeah, and you'd also be familiar with the Dark Elf as well, because she does have a shop.
Okay, so I'll actually smile at Thulwar and walk forward and address Rask and say, "Oh, what have we here? Another failed baptism, priest?"
Baptism? I don't have enough wine to do that. You know the Beggar King does his priestly duties in wine, not this swill water here. Looks like it just run off and washed off my boot.
So, kind of not missing a beat and turning his head, he then looks at our chained friend here, Dexamine, and he says, Well, what have we here? What got spit out of the big drink this time?
Listen, little one, you don't want to mess with me. I have spent time, I can't even count the days on a slave ship. And just today, or yesterday, or a few days ago, I got free. So what you're going to do is you're going to back off with your insults and either get ready to fight the fish that are coming out of that sea or leave my wine-supplying friend alone.
Now.
That fella doesn't mean any harm by it, I don't think.
Looky
Now,
here,
let's-
Thorwar. Looky here. We got a downright crazy one. That's pretty expensive to fix, ain't it?
Well, let's just deal with
Oh,
these.
you
these
did not
fish.
call me crazy.
There's fish. There's fish.
I may be
Come
tired.
to get us.
I may be exhausted, but I am not crazy.
Hey, lots of folks have called
So-
me crazy before, but man,
Right,
it's still
so-
here.
Dave, how close
I'm
to the
gonna
shore
back
of the
up and I'm
Cocoa?
gonna pull some vials out of my pocket.
I'm clearing my sword out. I've been.
They're
Hey,
about 10 feet away.
All right, so I'll
From the shore.
ready my whip and give a crack menacingly at the approaching Koatoa.
Do I have time to drop a bonus action?
You know what? Everyone just roll initiative, and we'll start there.
Okay. Because during the conversation, I would have Hunter's marked if there was time to do it.
Oh crap! 7.
Hey, Ted, can you roll for me?
You got a 9 plus whatever your mod is.
2, so it's an 11.
Give me a second. Trying to bring the dice roller up, and it is not.
Oh no! When I took it away, did it go away for everybody?
I have it. I just rolled for you. I rolled a 7. Sorry.
So I put mine and Carrie's in the chat, Dave.
Okay, yeah, you guys can just throw that stuff in the chat.
I put Natalie's too just now.
Okay.
Oh. Oh,
Sorry.
crud, I rolled better than you did for me, Ryan.
Oh, you got it. You just got it back up.
Yeah, I rolled a 13. Well, 11 plus 2.
Okay.
Let's use hers because she actually rolled it.
That's fine.
And let me roll in for Al.
Well,
You can just go on yours.
Okay.
So is that Dave? Did you put yours in there?
In the chat, I did.
Oh, okay.
It was a delayed showing up for me, though. As you were asking, it showed up.
I just never seen the DM actually put the initiative actually in the chat.
So you guys can all act.
Well, it looks like we have Ryan and Carrie. Oh no, Natalie's got a 13, so.
Ooh, the drunk, exhausted person goes first.
Oh, wow. So I am drunk, I am exhausted, and I am going to cast... Yeah, drunk, exhausted, scared. I am actually think I'm going to start this off with that lead fish creature. At this point in time, I'm not sure I know what it was, and I'm going to cast Hex on him.
Okay. So there's about a dozen of them marching up on the shore, and there's one hanging back. And the one hanging back has this weird pincher staff. It looks it's would be called a man catcher type of polearm.
Okay.
The rest have spears and shields.
All right, so let me cast on him. Hold tight. Will a 4 work?
I don't think you have to cast for hex.
I thought it was had to hit. No, he's hexed. Oh, yeah, it's a concentration. Yeah. Yep.
And what ability check are you hexing?
I am going to let's take out his con,
Okay.
and I'm going to follow that up with an Eldritch Blast. So we can take that 4, or I can re-roll and try to get better.
A 4 is probably not going to hit.
I didn't think so.
So your Eldritch Blast slams into the water next to him, sending up a spray of water, and as it does, it hisses at you in a very fish-like manner.
Fish-like manner. We're here for a fish fry.
So what am I seeing? 11s?
My modifier is a +0, so.
Okay. You have a modifier, Carrie?
Yeah, I have a +2, so I'm gonna throw a vial of acid at the fish.
Okay.
Alright, it's actually acid splash. They get a dex save.
And you can target 2 targets adjacent to one another.
It's true, actually.
All right.
I don't know if I have 2 that are within 5 feet.
Yeah, they're kind of spread out like in a semicircle, working their way to the shore. And that is going to be a miss. So a natural 1 and a 9, I do not believe is going to make the saving throw. So you can roll your damage, and the one that critically fumbled actually takes it in the face and is blinded for a round.
Oh, fantastic. Can you roll a d6 for me for each of those guys, please?
All right. So a 1 and a 3.
Yay! Alright, well, the one guy's blind. That's good.
As you know, the acrid smell of burnt, melted acid fish flesh fills the air. Something other than the brine that you guys have been smelling the whole time. So what I'm seeing, some 7s. What do you
I'm up next. I'm an 11.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
11.
So you said they're about 10 feet away?
Yes.
Okay. So I take a swig from my wineskin. I spit it at one of them and utter a curse. You fish-headed son of a bitch. And I started striding toward them, my sword out. So that spitting the wine at them was a hunter's mark.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that's blinded, I've marked him. And I'm going to use, basically I'm going to use Great Weapon Master at him and try to cleave him.
Okay, well, roll with advantage.
Yeah, I figured since he was blinded, and I'm perfectly okay with this. All right, so I'm sure the 16 in the die showing is going to hit. So that's +10 to the damage. 3d6. All right, I get to re-roll that 2. So roll that. Because Great Weapon Fighter. Alright, so that's not any better. 11, 12, 22, 23, 23 points of damage.
Oh yeah, it goes right through him.
Good, then I'll cleave into the next one.
Now there is a roly-poly fish head in the water.
Excellent.
Let's see. So AC 8 is probably not going to connect.
It does not.
So I cleave through the other one. The other one kind of like steps back in surprise, taking it back, and I miss as I swing wide of him. Didn't anticipate that he would have that shock reaction.
It actually brings its shield up as you go to attack it, and make a strength check, DC 11.
Let's see. Check my strength. That doesn't do it.
All right. Actually, it's actually a strength saving throw. So I don't know. Are you proficient in strength?
I am not.
Okay. So it catches your greatsword right on its shield, which sticks to it. There seems to be some gooey substance on the shield.
All right.
So that brings us to our...
Me?
Yes.
All right. So one of the guys that hasn't crested the shore yet, I will give my my whip a couple cracks in his direction and see what happens. So I have a massive 13 to hit.
That does hit.
All right. So that is 5 damage to the dude that got some acid splashed at him.
Okay, so he's trying to shake off the acid, and he waddles right into your attack.
And if there's room to back up, I will take a couple steps back so that they have to go through my my whip-threatened area to get to me.
Okay. Andrew.
So is the blinded one still like standing like right next to the water?
The blinded one, his head is actually bobbing in the water.
Okay, so it's the other one that's still alive.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to duck behind some debris. And what's the like big alpha predator in the sea, Dave? Like what would we know as like inhabitants of the town as being the big nasty?
You know, there's some really, really nasty giant gar. And by giant, I mean like 20 feet.
Alright.
Oh, jeez.
That's going to be my plan. I duck behind this boulder, and you see this Cheshirian grin of gold teeth. And I cast Thaumaturgy, and I'm going to make a loud gar roar come out of the water behind the remaining one.
I'd like to hear that gar roar.
It sounds like... And you see bubbles come up, and they pop as they like come out of the water.
So that completely motivates them to completely get out of the water. So the five remaining ones that are alive come running up on the shore, and they begin trying to surround your newfound Minotaur friend.
Do I get a swing at one of them?
Reach does not actually grant attacks of opportunity. It's only when they leave.
Did any of them have to run by me because I rushed out to meet them?
Yes, actually, they would run by you.
Mm-hmm.
But
I will punch them. My sword is stuck, but I have no problem with punching them with a mailed fist.
You can absolutely do that.
Okay. So, and the one, too, is still kind of like my sword's attached to a shield, so he can't really go further than I am.
Yeah, that one is kind of stuck with you.
Okay, so I'll punch one as it goes by. AC 18.
That will hit.
All right, and since it's basically an unarmed attack, that's 4 points of damage. I clip him behind the back of his head. I don't care if it's a dirty maneuver.
I thought that'd be an extra incentive.
That's right.
So, and actually, the one that has your sword stuck to its shield, he actually just lets go of the shield and runs up on shore because he's more concerned about an alpha predator coming up behind him than he is about maintaining his shield.
Oh, so my shield's... I have his shield now stuck to my sword?
Yeah.
Oh, then I would have bludgeoned... If he let go, I would have bludgeoned the opportunity attack with the shield stuck to it. So I will use it like basically...
I wouldn't say that the one you punched actually ran by first.
Okay,
he thought about it for a second whether he wanted to give up the advantage with your sword or not.
Okay, fine by me.
So, okay, top of the order.
Being motivated by hearing a gar roar and empowered by the fine vintage that was served to me in a wineskin on the beach, I am basically going to look over at that one snake or fishman that has the pole arm, and I'm going to do a full arm horn attack charging him.
Nice.
There's no way you're getting near me or my friends. And I don't know how that's going to work with an oar in hand, but...
hey, look out, she's horny.
We're going to beat that one to death. Does a 12 hit?
Actually, I think a 12 does hit.
Excellent! And... D10 on the horns, hold tight. Give me a second. The dice roller is really slow. I rolled a 4 + 1, 5 points of damage.
Okay. So you slam into him with your horns?
But he's also hexed, so he's going to take some necrotic damage here, too.
Oh, yeah.
And that is a d6 + 1. Give me a sec. That is a 6.
Okay. So you did 5 showing here. So you did 10 points?
5 and 6 actually, so it's 11. 4 plus 1 off the horns. 5 plus 1 necrotic. Actually, I guess yeah.
For some reason, when I look at your screen, because it shows the dice up there, it's showing Where are you at here?
Oh, D10 on the horns. D6,
Yeah.
D6 necrotic.
Yeah. What is everybody else saying?
I see a 4 and a 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that too.
I'm not crazy.
What are you seeing, Natalie?
I got 1 D10. I've got a 4 and a 5.
Okay.
I rolled a 4 on the D10, giving me 5 points of damage on the horns.
Yeah.
And a 5 on the D6 plus 1 is 6. So that's 11.
You only get the +1 once, though, I believe.
Oh, sorry. Okay, my mistake.
It's no big deal. Okay. And who's next?
I believe it's me.
I believe you're correct.
All right. Is the one in the back with the staff, is that within 60 feet?
They are all within 60 feet.
Excellent, because that's probably the most dangerous one to me, so I am going to throw my acid at that one this time.
Okay.
All right, and if there's one within 5 feet of him, I'm going to hit the one next to him, too.
Okay. Yeah, there is, because they all kind of went to circle Natalie's character.
Excellent, excellent. They get a dex check.
All right. My nimble fish friends. So that's that guy. And so the one next to him definitely has failed his save. What is your DC?
The DC is... Hang on.
What's your charisma?
My charisma is an 11.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's intelligence.
Sorry, intelligence.
My intelligence is a 15.
Okay, so it's a +2, so it's a 12. Okay, so the main guy, he sidesteps it.
Okay. That means he takes half.
And the other guy takes the acid in the face.
Excellent. Those are D6s, if you would, please.
Yep, for 4 points of damage.
Woot.
And acid splash is actually, it's a pass or fail. So.
Oh, okay.
And who's up next? Is that you, Ted?
I would be up.
Ryan.
Okay. So I'm kind of pissed that now I have a shield stuck to my greatsword. So I'm going to step up to the one that left it behind. I'm going to give it to him by bludgeoning him with it attached to my shield or my sword.
So you have one of two options here. You can swing at disadvantage for full greatsword, or you can use it as an improvised weapon.
I'm swinging at disadvantage, and I doubt I can roll poorer than... Yep, okay, so I'll take the 6. So that's AC 11.
That actually hits. Nice. Especially since he doesn't have a shield anymore.
Sweet. So I'm pretty pissed about all this. Oh, and as a bonus action, I made him my quarry, too. Alright. Alright, let me re-roll that 1. Okay, 19 points. So I just come down and, like, bash him on the back of the head. You're fit for the stew pot.
He may actually fit in a stew pot now as you slam his head through his shoulders. It's almost like a whack-a-mole.
Is there one within 5 feet?
There is.
Alright, let me roll again with disadvantage, see how that goes. Yep, that'll probably connect. So the low one, AC 17.
Okay, it does.
Alright, and he is not quarried. Okay, so that one is, let's see, 3, 9, 14 points. So this one, I just chop him in his ribs. Again, with it's like basically non-lethal because I'm using it like a bludgeon right now.
Uh,
So yeah.
so that one goes flying and ends up on his back. It's one of the ones that has been burned with acid.
All right.
And he twitches a couple times and then doesn't move.
And I moved to engage after that.
Okay.
So am I up?
I believe so.
So I'll shout out to Fel that this reminds me of the Dorgar who tried to ambush us, not that long ago. I.e., I'm giving him my bardic inspiration. How far away is the guy with the pincer staff? You said you're on camera shore, right?
Yes, you moved back, so he's only like 10 feet away from you.
All right, so I will give him a crack of my whip. The 19 on the die. I'm gonna guess that hits.
It does.
So he takes a whopping 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Give him a toothy grin to go with that crack.
You open up a gash right under his eye.
Nice.
With the whip crap. And that brings us to Andrew.
Alright, so from Fel's point of view, he's going to lean over this rock he's hiding behind and pull out a light crossbow and start trying to steady it. Now, for a surgeon, Fel has really shaky hands, and you just see the tip of it going back and forth as I look at teammates and I look at an enemy. I'm just going to pray to my god and let one loose. And that's going to be a oh wait, after all, inspiration. It's going to be a 10.
The bardic inspiration's a d6.
Oh, is it a d6?
Yes.
Okay.
Much better.
What was that, 3? So 3, 6. Alright, it's going to be a 13.
A 13 will hit.
Woot!
Okay.
These guys are kind of chumps when it comes to armor class.
It's going to hit for 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And to look at them, they're wearing scale.
They're wearing their fishy hide with shields. Okay, so one of them is now has a crossbow bolt sticking out of his shoulder.
Yeah, and you guys hear Fel shout back from behind the rock, "Yeah, I got one! Lucky shot!"
There's actually only 3 of them left. And one of them is the one holding the pincher staff, which it then tries to grab the Minotaur with. And I've got a 17 on the die.
Wow, you're going to hit that.
So it grabs you.
Leave that one alone.
Yes, leave that one alone.
Usually it's Ryan is the one we have to rein in. So you take a whopping 3 points of damage.
Alrighty.
That bovine is ours.
Get that thing off! Get this off me! Get this off me! Get this off me!
So it grabs you and it kind of like chokes up on the staff to lean in and give you a toothy kiss and bites you.
It bites me?
It bites you.
Oh,
I hope
no,
you had your tetanus shot. For 6 points of damage.
Oh boy.
And then it begins trying to move away with you. And you're being dragged back towards the water.
My turn?
It is your turn.
Amazing.
Oh, actually, there's 2 more of the fish guys to go. I'm sorry. They are actually going to rush you, and they drop their spears as they try and grab you. So give me either an acrobatics or athletics check. You have to beat a 14.
Okay, give me a sec. That's a 13.
Okay, so you are thoroughly grappled and restrained right now, as the other two fish guys are holding on to you, and the one is pulling with the staff, and they're moving you towards the water.
Somebody get this off me. Help, help, come on, knock back. I don't want to go back into the water. Somebody get this off of me.
So as they're pulling, do they go past me because I had moved up to engage them?
Yes, they would go past you.
Okay, so I'll make my roll at disadvantage then.
Little guy, can you... Hey, you, the little guy. Can you help him? Go to the drunk guy. Help him get me free. All right, I'll go help him, the drunk. Great, helping drunks. Am I hired to do this? Get coffee, help drunks.
All right, so it's 11 points. I basically smack it between the shoulder blades really hard.
Take a +1 for the help there, Rask. From the imp.
+1, is that like damage or?
No, if it's using the help action, it would just be advantage.
It's just advantage, rather. Sorry.
So you can actually roll without advantage. So you could take
Advantage would cancel the disadvantage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I ended up hitting regardless, so it didn't really matter.
All right. So you cave in its skull, and it slumps to the ground.
2 left.
Am I slumping to the ground at the same time?
No, you were just being drugged. Yeah. So the water is up. The water is basically up to your knees right now. So Ryan went. Carries up.
Oh, it's me? Okay.
Yeah.
So I found this one, you're not taking it back. And I sigh, and I'm like, alright, I'm actually going to pull out the big guns. And I cast my magic missile at it. The one with the making it work.
And I'll cast Fish Catch You.
Yeah, so I'm shooting all 3 darts at it. It's 3d4s, if you could, please.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So
Plus,
6, 9
D4
points of damage.
plus 1.
9 points of damage.
Hooray!
Is the lead fish guy still moving?
He is.
What?
He looks actually pretty good. He looks much hardier than the other guys. Oh, and Natalie, on your turn, you can actually try and break the grapple. I'm sorry, I should have told you that.
Yeah, I wanted to actually kind of give a shot at piercing straight on in a horn attack the guy holding on to me, or I'm trying to, or am I at pole arms distance?
From the one guy you are, but there's another guy also hanging off of you.
Yeah, you know what? Let me take that attack.
Okay.
I'll type. That second one was a 14.
That absolutely hits.
And it hits him for a whopping 3.
Okay, so 4 points of damage. So you gore him in the shoulder, and it hisses at you, but it's still holding on.
Yeah.
These guys are all close together, right?
They are very close together.
So I'll give the whip a crack, but put it over my shoulder, and I'll whisper out to the fish people, and try to coax them into a nice little slumber.
Okay.
So that's oh my god. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a whopping 10 hit points on a sleep roll.
The one she just gored just slides right down her into the water.
Man, I've never seen 5 die 8 roll that crappy. Ugh.
Well, you can't say that anymore.
I'm sorry, guys. The dice has not been my friend today.
Bow your head
It worked.
and
Well, we got one of them down. There's still a guy left.
There's only one.
It would have done better if you actually, sung a lullaby, I think.
Sorry, man. I'm not busting in the song today.
Who's that leave us with? Ryan, you haven't acted yet, and neither have you, Andrew.
Okay, so I will, with the one left, there was those 2-drop spears because they went to go grapple with her. That's probably just about at my feet. So
Yes.
I realized that it's not most effective to wield my shield as a bludgeon, or my sword as a bludgeon with a shield attached to it. So I pick up one of the spears, I run at. So is her imp still helping me?
You don't actually know.
Well, I don't know it per se, but game effect wise, I would roll with advantage. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, the imp's still there.
Okay. Okay, so I have an 18. Does that connect?
It does.
All right. So what is it? A D8 on the spear?
I believe so.
Wielding two-handed. Let's see.
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
All right. So that's 8 points of damage. And actually, I would have quarried him as a bonus action.
Okay.
So just add another 4. That's 12 points.
Okay.
So I lunge at him and probably scrape across his side there.
Spear is a D6, D8 two-handed.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well done.
Andrew, what are you doing?
Alright, you guys are going to get to see how Erdlin heals. So, calling upon my god and brandishing my holy symbol, which is the head of a mole, I point my finger out at Dex and utter some profane words. And you see these nasty snakes and like creepy things crawl out of the water and start going up all over its body. And where it passes, the wounds start to heal underneath of it. And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
It's like using leeches.
Just like that.
Alright, so it's going to be 7 points of health restored.
If I see nasty stuff coming out of the water, I'm probably gonna throw acid at it.
It's like foaming up too. You see like the water start to boil and foam, and stuff just starts crawling all over.
Well, if you do throw acid at it, it's going to hit Dex because it was on her. But I imagine it happens real fast. It's there and then it's gone, and then the wounds have closed.
It's pretty nasty. Like there's like bugs and snakes and stuff, and they kind of wither and fall off.
I've probably seen this before, so...
I shrug my shoulders. The Beggar King works in similar mysterious ways.
And that, kids, is what little boys are made of. Bugs and snakes and nasty stuff.
Alright, so what's this guy doing?
He is just trying to drag her further into the water. So you're up to like your chest now, Dex.
At this point in time, I'm going to hex him again to a strength. I'm going to try to break the grapple by pushing away.
Okay. Give me a strength saving throw.
Give me a sec. Come on, roll. Come on, you can do it.
There you go.
I'd be a 13.
A 13. Almost.
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 No! I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back into the water.
So,
I guess I'm not breaking that grapple.
Right.
Carrie is up.
Okay, fine.
Alright. And I just shake my head and go, I can't believe this is so hard. I am going to Scorching Ray at the one that is pulling her into the water and shoot fire right at its head.
Well, that ought to get its attention.
Yes. Yes, it should. I need to do a ranged spell attack. And I have no dice.
So, Natalie, you want to roll for her? Since it affects you the most?
What are we hitting? What am I rolling?
D20.
D20. Yeah, it's multiple rays, though, right? 3?
It is 3 rays.
Yep. So 3 D20s.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, dear.
I like the idea of rolling her doom. Her rolling her own doom.
She did, in fact, I believe, roll her own doom. It doesn't necessarily mean I hit her.
The 12 and the 16 are good rolls.
The 12 and the 16 should hit the fish guy.
The 12 and the 16 absolutely hit the fish skull. Now, Natalie, drop a D20 one more time for me.
Give me a sec. Guys, I'm finding the roller really slow to respond to my clicks.
It does not love you.
No.
At least you have a roller.
I know.
You see me roll and don't be hating. And it's just stalled out. Give me a sec.
Do you want me to roll it?
Yeah, it would be that first roll on the 9. And
Oh, okay. So, what is your modifier your spell modifier to hit, Carrie?
It is a +2, if I'm looking at this correctly.
No, it's +4. Recency bonus plus intelligence modifier.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's right. I did write that down somewhere. Yes, +4. Thank you, Ted.
Natalie, does a
No
13
problem.
hit you?
the 13 does not hit me.
Okay, so it just is almost grazes you, and the other two now the fish, the Kuotoa dragging you in. That's a 2d6 each.
That is correct.
So Natalie, if you want to roll 4d6.
Slowly, slowly, slowly. Oh, come on.
Quick, witty banter.
Fish fry, fish fry.
Fish fry. We should teach him the Roly Poly Fish Head song.
Oh, there you go. So 12 points of damage?
Yep.
Is it still kicking?
It is.
Alright, so I'm up. Alright, I'll assume I still have the aid of the imp.
Yeah, you do.
I just critted. I call out, "Surf, that's our turf!" And,
He's been waiting all fight to say that.
I just came up with that, and I was hoping that I'd get to use it. So that's, oh, I got a D6. Okay.
You get a D6 twice.
Yeah, nice.
This is correct.
Yeah. All right. So that's respectable. 14.
Got a
So like
smite.
17 points. Yeah, you know what? Let's add a smite onto that too, because I can do that after the fact.
Yep.
Yes.
And on a crit,
Might.
that sounds really nice.
It seems
So
like a waste not to on a crit.
17, 20, 35, 37 points of damage. So, yeah, I basically pierce it through one eye, out the other, and I kind of make a kebab of its eyes. Unless it's not dead.
Does that sound familiar, Andrew? No,
You
it is
smoke. You smoked that salmon.
You did smoke that salmon. It is absolutely dead. Although, I believe if you wouldn't have smite it, it would still be alive.
But I smote it upon the ruin.
It is a smoking fish corpse now.
Is it fried? Can we eat
Probably
it?
smells delicious. So, with one hand kind of still holding the spear aloft, I'm going to sort of see if I can collect the Beggar King's toll, if that is in any pouches.
Okay.
And then, but I'm also looking to the Minotaur to see how she is.
Well, I'm gonna go to the Minotaur as well, but it's kind of more to see what the heck this gripper staff thing is. So I'm gonna help her out of it, but I want to examine it as a weapon.
Yeah. Fel's gonna go to the Minotaur to take the Mole King's bounty.
So,
I'm just gonna tidy myself up.
Can somebody get me out of this thing, please?
I'm working on it.
Oh,
So,
it's pretty handy with contraptions and crap.
what kind of weapon is this?
it's a man catcher.
Is there anything that like unhinges it to be able to get her
Yeah.
out?
You figure out the mechanism pretty easy. I mean, I believe it's like a rope and a hinge, so
Okay, because
it's not
I
super complex.
am a smith, so
you're a
So
smith. Can you remove the chains from myself and the ore? Get the ore off of me.
sure.
So the Beggar King's bounty is 27 silver pieces.
All right.
is that everything, or is that what Ryan is taking?
That is everything that was found. I don't know who's doing what. Dexanima, you hear the voice at your ear once again. Mistress, forgive me, but I forgot. And
What did you forget? What'd you forget?
For the first time you actually see the creature, which he only stands about 18 inches tall. He's got a large bulbous nose, and he definitely looks like your classic devil with wings and scorpion stinger tail.
Oh my goodness.
Now you can see him for the first time. He's actually smoking a pipe. So he puts the pipe in his mouth and bites down on it. And
that stuff is bad for you. Don't be
goes-
taking that into your mouth. That stuff is bad for you.
yes, mistress, he says it out of the side of his mouth because the pipe's in the other side. But he goes to where like a pocket would be, except for he's not wearing any clothes, and reaches in, and he keeps like pulling out like a sack, and it like seems to be going on forever until as it comes out of his like skin pocket, it begins to expand.
Do we all see this, or is this just something she's seeing?
Oh yeah, you're all seeing this.
Okay, so we're seeing this little demon thing for the first time.
Can we
What
agree,
the shit are you?
Can we agree in the
I
future
pull
that we
another
don't
vial.
use the term skin pocket?
We can agree not to use the term skin pocket.
What are you doing, little man? What are you doing?
It's yours.
How about
I'm supposed to
who
give it to
is this? How about who is this little man?
What the shit is it?
Get away from it. It's my friend. He's helping me out.
Is it an it or is it a he?
Looks like you got shot out of the abyss.
He
It's
he looks like a he.
Does it have money?
So,
And I hold up this brass chest and start shaking it.
Hey, well, we have some. If we get to the damn shore, I'll divvy it out.
Dave, I think he now looks like a raven.
okay. So he leaves behind a large sack
Okay?
that probably shouldn't have fit. And if you look at it, it's basically whatever's on your character sheet.
Fantastic. So let me put on some clothes.
All right. Well,
So when we get to the shore, everybody gets 5 silver pieces, but there's a remainder. I hand it over to Fel. This is for putting people back together once they ain't so together again.
So I'll hold out the chest and you deposit it in the slit on the top of it, and I hear it clink and kind of shake it. And I turn to Dex and I say, "You're lucky. You would have had to pay it if he didn't."
so I'm looking around, making sure that there aren't any other fish things in the water or pursuers in the direction we were running from. So I'm gonna suggest we head to a location that I might be able to more easily remove her chains.
Okay. Well, when you're collecting the pouches from these creatures, they didn't have much else except for the one that had the staff. It had a disc it wore around its neck, and it was just a bunch of intertwined tentacles.
Well, I was like holding it aloft and kind of robbing it, basically. So
Well, my shop is probably nearby, right?
You have a place nearby, I believe. The Deep Gnomes have a place nearby.
How many spears were there?
There was 5 spears.
Oh, if my retainer's around, I have them. I have them collect shit too. Like I pile their arms to carry that. You want some wine? You carry it.
Are you writing down the disc, Ryan? Or
Yeah.
Party treasure.
And there's 5 sticky shields.
5 sticky shields. Okay.
So at this point, basically, you know, we're out of danger. I'm going to sit there. I'm going to try to brush myself off, put on clothes, even though I've got an aura around me, you know. Basically introduce myself to the party as Dexa and thank them for their help. Thank Rask, I think, for the wine. And, you know, again, look and say, we got to get these chains off of me. I'm no longer a slave.
Wait. I mean, you know, I don't usually do the thinking or nothing like that, but you shot acid at those things. Can't you just do that again?
Yeah.
Acid melts chains.
Can try. Alrighty, let's do that.
There is no try, the Beggar King says. You just do.
Let's get out of here. I don't. Over to my shop. I've got lots of stuff, and let's not wait for more fish people to come for.
Well, Fell's looking at a lot of Minotaur and a little chain, and he's saying, I gotta see this.
Alright. So I'm going to start, like, walking towards my shop. Can we go do this in my shop?
Okay, let's go. We'll go to your shop.
Sure. The thrill of battles doesn't make the wine wear out, so I'm parched.
Alright, it's not a glamorous shop. It's kind of run down and not very exciting, and it doesn't attract much attention, and there's actually not a lot of stuff in it. But I do have
I've seen worse.
A whole bunch of alchemy equipment, and I'm going to go over and mix a little of this and a little of that, and go find where the chain is looking most vulnerable, where I'm not going to dump it on her.
Well, as a smith, I will tell her exactly where it's the most vulnerable.
Excellent. All right.
What street is your shop on?
Say what?
Which street is your shop on?
That's a good question. I don't know. It wouldn't be in a very prominent spot.
Okay. Pick a name.
Pick a name.
Mm-hmm.
It will be on Porridge Street.
Okay. So on your guys' way to Porridge Street, you know, you pass through better neighborhoods until you get to this one, and in the better neighborhoods, there's street lamps that are lit with ever torches. But as you get to, you know, the worst neighborhoods, the torches are further and further apart, and then eventually they're oil lamps that are hung up on posts on Porridge Street.
You know, if you're ever desperate for oil, if you have somebody climb up one of those, take a little out, that's a way to survive in the urban wilds.
Frugal living. Frugal living.
It's living off the land, lady.
Alright, don't mind the smell. Here we go. Dump, 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 melt, 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 fizz.
So with that, you know, there's a sizzle, the sizzle and the burn, and you know, he has Felwar has you pour the acid right in the mechanism to the manacles, and they fall open when you do such, and fall away.
I'm going to stand up and I'm going to cast them down on the ground dramatically. Immediately, I'm going to take my hands up, raise them, jazz hands. Never will I be chained again.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Don't let a coin keep you bound either. Just give it all away.
What are the manacles made out of, Dave?
They're made out of steel.
Ooh, so I'll salvage that.
I had already put it on the party treasure list.
So who wants tea?
I would like a dagger made out of those manacles. Is it possible?
I could definitely make that happen.
I'm offering tea.
So I'm gonna.
I love some tea. You got some whiskey to put in it?
Probably.
I'm gonna take a look around. Who actually got injured?
I'm at 16 hit points. I'm a fair bit down.
Anybody else hurt?
Not hurt, making tea.
So, do you have like visible wounds, Dex?
I imagine I would.
So here's the thing. So I take a swig out of my wineskin, and then I clearly backwash it back. Here, drink this. This will cure what ails you.
Did I see you backwash?
Oh yeah, there's no illusions of me not do that. The Beggar King has you. He'll see you through.
Alrighty. I'm trusting you implicitly because you were the first person to help me. So I am just going to grab that next wineskin and I'm going to slug it back and hope that I start feeling good and maybe not feeling my knees.
How much is she down? How much are you down?
Oh, I'm a Minotaur. I'm going to take the whole damn thing.
Well, no, but hit point wise, how much are you down?
Oh, how much am I down? 8.
Yeah, you get them all back.
I feel great.
You feel great, and you've definitely have drunk worse things than that.
You know, I imagine I was on a slave ship for a long, long time.
See, when I tell you, I clap you on the back hard. Beggar King has you.
Excellent.
Always looks out for me. Always looks out for me.
So now that, you know, the adrenaline has come down, you guys had a little time to think and settle down, it was quite clear and apparent that both Dexamina and the Koatoa came from the water, and they seemed to be chasing after her.
All right, so what in the king's balls were they after you for one, and for two?
Tea and biscuits.
And what the crap is this? And I put the tentacle necklace disc on the table.
I don't recognize it. I've got to tell you, all that I know of my new friends is that I was on my ship, I was rowing, I was using all of my strength to keep that ship going. And then the next thing you know, we came across some rocks, and it cracked that bastard ship's hull apart. And now I'm alive and sitting on a beach. Thanks to you, good wine maybe is in reach.
So, have I seen this symbol before, Dave?
You have not.
Have I seen anything like it? I'm a criminal fence as a background.
No, it is completely alien and foreign to all of you that look upon it.
Do I know what this thing is? This symbol of tentacles? Would I know it? I am an arcane administrator, after all.
Okay, so actually, your friend does look at it, and he spends most of his time invisible. So the disc is kind of like floating in the air on your shoulder. And you're able to see him though, and you see him tracing, you know, the tentacles with his fingers as he examines it, and he says, "This is really old. This is from a time when gods walked the world, and my people were not even here yet. I sense dark magics."
Does it look like it's anything special?
It's crude, and not really, but you kind of feel like that. To you, it looks like, you know, a holy symbol in its layout.
With the pronouncement of the imp, I kind of look up the sky and just like, you fucker, drag me into this shit. Because I look at my wine, I look up to the sky, and the whole Urchin stealing it away thing, and I curse my god.
Okay, it's not like it's the first time that something like this has happened to you.
Oh no, it's not, fucker.
So I don't know who exactly this belongs to, Mistress, but I just know it's really old and bad.
Should we hold on to it?
Beats me.
So with the sounding of everything sounding so dire, I take that 5 silver piece and I send my retainers to go get some damn good wine because I don't know how much longer I'll be here to enjoy it.
When she says, should we hold on to it, I'll say, in Outcast, everything has a price and everything has a worth.
But it's not staying here.
I'll take it.
I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to put it in my actual pocket.
Okay.
And
Not
hold
your
on.
other pocket?
Not my other pocket. Not a skin pocket.
Flesh pocket.
No.
Flesh pockets. It's like a hot pocket.
No. We're not going to flesh pocket. No skin pocket. No flesh flaps. That's out too.
Hot pockets are okay?
Hot pocket.
Hot pocket works. Yes. Al the imp has a hot pocket. We'll agree.
He's a hermaphrodite.
I'm not a hermaphrodite. I'm clearly Alistair Duggins, Arcane Administrator, at your service.
I haven't really had anybody in my service before. That's kind of nice.
Oh, how did you think you had all that help? Wasn't coming out of nowhere, buddy. Pay up. Al,
Give him a biscuit.
you work for me. Al, pay him in biscuits. This works for me.
Man, Fel likes this imp. He sees a man that knows how to take what's owed to him.
I don't know. You want some wine?
You guys see smoke rings appearing from nowheres?
Oh, he's still invisible.
Yes.
So, Al, we're going to have to arrange how to keep you with us. And I start wondering if there's a tailor nearby or a craftsman so that we can have an imp hammock built for him to hang from my horns.
He says, don't worry about it. I can take care of that. And he becomes visible again, and he begins to melt like wax. And as it puddles, it reforms into a spider. And it starts weaving a hammock out of webbing from horn to horn.
Handy that.
And then once he's done, the little spider, it's kind of weird because you've never seen a spider like jump straight in the air like that. But before it hits the hammock, it's back in its imp form and kind of like sprawled out on the hammock.
This is comfortable for now. This is good for Al. So what we're going to do is, as I continue as your arcane administrator, in the future, let's talk about getting some better furniture, maybe a Herman Miller chair, something like that. A good desk, ergonomic. But this will do for now.
And Al seems pleased. And it's better than hanging out in the lower plains.
Probably better than hanging out in the lower plains.
It's rough for an imp down there. Imping ain't easy,
It's hard out there for an imp trying to make money and get the rent.
Imping ain't easy.
Mm.
Right, that's our next shirt, Imping ain't easy.
Yeah, right.
So, what are you guys doing?
Now, the inside of this place is pretty messed up, you said?
It's not neatly kept, no.
So Fel, being an entrepreneur, he kind of walks over and picks up one of these vials, shakes it, looks at the change color.
Put it down. Slowly. Slowly.
So he does, he lowers it slowly and he goes, "What is all this shit anyways? You actually sell this?"
It blows up. It
Whoa.
explodes.
So he'll set it down and kind of slowly back away from it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't blow us all together.
Sounds valuable.
No, it's not.
Not if it blows up. That's not going to be very valuable. So I'm going to sit there balancing, drinking some tea, drinking some wine, some tea, shoving some biscuits down my mouth because you have to eat when you can because it's hard to come by on the streets.
Not good biscuits, by the way.
It's better than the low rations I have.
Okay.
I sent my retainers to spend the 5 silver that we have on some better wine than we had access to replenish the stores.
Your retainers, your beggars, are what race are they?
Whatever. Whatever happens to be around, and they just follow me around. Like.
Okay,
Probably.
well, you have a Kenku, a Dugar, and a goblin. Because there aren't many humans down here.
Okay, so Swill will be the Duergar, Bootlick will be the Goblin, and Kanker is the Kenku.
So they return after a while with with your wine, and there is no silver left. And you're pretty sure they probably shared some wine before coming.
That's to be expected. The King of Kings gives you what you have to work with. I got these fuckers.
So,
Now you guys know there is a place in an Outcast where you might be able to get answers.
that was my next thought, about getting answers in regards to what do you call it, the symbol.
They're deep in the city of Outcast, beneath the city, there is a fungus grove where Madame Musharu resides. And she's a myconid and she's a seer. And she's reported to be one of the most powerful seers to have ever existed.
That's exciting. Do I know her?
You know of her. She's generally very hard to get an appointment with. And the way she takes appointments is a mystery to all but her.
Well, let's try to get an audience with a mushroom.
There are those who have waited years in Outcast just to get such an audience.
Fel will kind of boldly proclaim, "If she's a seer, then she'll know we're coming. Let's go."
Makes sense to me. Meanwhile, Evelindra, is there a couch or a bed in this area in your office?
Yeah, behind the curtain over there. What do you need?
Okay, I'm going to walk behind the curtain, and I'm going to go announce that I'm moving in and fall asleep. Great. When can I get a key? Fall asleep.
Oh, God. No.
Roomies!
Roomies!
I'll turn to Andrew and say, better here than our place.
Oh, you guys got a place? I'm always looking to keep a roof over my head for a little bit of time. I could sweep up, make sure nobody harasses you.
Do you speak gnome?
I could preach the good word to the Beggar King. No, I speak common and undercommon.
You probably would not have understood.
Now that I think of it, Tolwar, we could use an assistant bone saw.
Well, you suspect he could probably wield a bone saw really well the way he swings that greatsword.
One thing you might have noticed about the greatsword is it's not kept up super well, and there's an old blood stain on it that has never been wiped away.
Well, shit, good enough for me. Bring your stuff over, buddy.
You see what I'm carrying? That's it.
Oh, dear.
Even better.
Travel light, you always say.
When you're not prepared, you're always prepared.
So what are you guys doing now?
Well,
She's going to be asleep for a long time.
Snoring.
Well, then I'm going to go take the disc, and I'm going to go see if we can go to this seer.
I'll come watch the back and the top of your head, little buddy.
What was that?
I said, I'll come watch your back and the top of your head, little guy.
Where's her imp?
And the imp is with her.
Can I talk to the imp? Is it, like, out? Can I see it?
What are the implications?
You cannot see it. It is invisible most of the time.
Imp
But
locations?
a lot of times you can just look for the smoke rings.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just go over there and basically say, all right, you little thing, don't touch anything because I want this standing when we get back.
I work for one person at a time. I mean, I interned in a few places where I'd have to, listen to a couple of other people. But I'm not going to go through your stuff, lady. It's not my job. All right?
Good.
All right?
I don't want you to blow yourself up. And my stuff.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to clean your shop either, but let me just say, somebody could come by here with a broom every once a decade. All right? I don't know how you manage, and your categorization system is suck. And if I were to look at your books, I'd find out that you probably owed a decade's worth of taxes to the city. You don't want to start that with me.
Somewhere, I'm going to grab a sock and stick it over the thing.
Forensic accounting. Report to the city. Audit. This sock hasn't been washed in 100 years.
No, it hasn't.
So with that, I think you guys are going to head out.
We are
to the Undercity.
We are
indeed.
I'm gonna have Al wake me up and tell me that I gotta move. I gotta move my big bovine ass out of the way.
I really wish you would have went with Belina for the name of your character, but Nexine is good as well. So the Minotaur is roused.
What?
With you.
Where are we going?
Oh, I was going to let you sleep.
Oh, no. The guy told me I had to get up. I have to get up. Okay. All right.
Who's in charge among you two?
Fantastic. I immediately get up and I follow the paladin. Tell me more about your lord.
Ah, he's great. He lets you drink, fight, and whore all you want. I mean, you can't really, as far as deities go, he doesn't really ask a whole lot. So it's pretty easy to be a priest or a servitor or whatever. Because, all these other gods, they want you to do all these rites and rituals. This god, he just wants you to drink and, watch out for the other guys around the corner. That's it.
Excellent. Sounds wonderful. I look forward to sharing his light.
He's not that kind of priest or god. He's not that. He doesn't do that. More of a gray. He shares the gray.
So you guys travel through the city for a couple hours, and then you begin entering the depths of the Undercity. There's several locations throughout Outcast where they're basically, it almost looks like a subway that doesn't actually go to a subway. It goes to the underground. The steps go down, and the stalagmite is honeycombed with passages and corridors. And if you thought you saw some poor places above ground, it gets worse as you go deeper. So you encounter vagrants that actually make Rax there look well-to-do.
I give them all a genial nod as they go by. Maybe make the sign of the Beggar King just in case one of them happens to be him and their guys.
Nice.
So after traveling to what you kind of imagine is the center of Outcast in the Undercity, things begin to open up into a large cavern. And this area is much different. You start encountering folks that are much different than the people above. They're actually myconids, the mushroom people. There's a couple in the city itself, and there's several tribes that live out in the wild. But there's actually one that inhabits here in the Undercity. And it's this big, mushroom forest. And most of them are diligently working, harvesting the fungus, which is, the city uses it for various things. This is the only part of the Undercity where you've actually seen a watch. Matter of fact, even in the city above, you have not seen the watch very often. But they're men made of wood, stone, and metal. Each one has a unique symbol emblazoned as an arcane rune upon their forehead, and their eyes glow with light of various colors from blues, greens, yellows, reds. They're all armed with long swords and shields, and their armor seems to almost be like welded or melted to their body. And those of you who have been in Outcast for a while, you know them. They're the Forged, and anyone knows they've been here as long as the city has, and they are most of the labor force and the Watchmen as well. And they seem to live to serve the city. And at your approach, one of them steps up to you and a hollow, tinny voice asks, "State your business."
We're on our way to see the seer.
Madam Musharu?
The seer is expecting us.
Maybe. Sure.
We're on the list.
And what is this in regards to?
None of your freaking business.
We found something that we would like her knowledge about.
So when you say none of your freaking business, it looks at you and stares you right in the eye, but it's really hard to gauge any emotion or expression because its face does not change since it's carved of metal and stone.
Hey, you should play cards with that face you got there.
It looks at you and kind of shrugs. Come this way. We'll see if you're on a list.
Yeah, we're on the list. And I just kind of start walking by him.
So if you walk by him, then and you still kind of have to figure out where you're going. The mushrooms are arranged. It's almost like a forest. As you enter them, in the center, there's actually huts. They seem to almost been built in like a wheel with spokes coming out, as the way they're arranged. And there's a great hut in the center of them all at the hub. The Myconids, as you walk past, kind of look up and in mild interest. If you rush past the Forge, he keeps following you to make sure that you're not up to any mischief.
No, none more than normal anyway.
So which way are you guys heading?
I head
in the center.
Yeah, big hut.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a woman waiting to greet us, right?
There's two large Myconids standing at the door, and as they go to stop you, a old and withered looking Myconid, about half their size, pokes her head from like a bone curtains, and you don't know how you just know that it's a female without any real visible signs to show that. You just get that vibe. But you can see like the Myconid's mushroomy flesh is all wrinkled, and this being just looks and feels ancient to you. And she pokes her head through the curtain and and kind of like grumbles at the two that are like standing guard, and they're kind of like a little shocked and jump aside. And
Can I communicate with her telepathically?
You can.
I would like to do that. We're not here to harm you. We were told that you could assist us.
She at first you think she's like having some kind of seizure, but then you realize she's laughing, but it's like that real wheezy laugh, and none of you guys know the exchange just went on, but you don't understand why she's laughing. And
we don't see the humor.
You get she's laughing at the fact that you said that we're not here to harm you.
We're here for your service.
Child, I know why you were here. She says aloud, looking at the Minotaur.
Then shall we? Let's go on with it.
Yeah, let's have at it.
Come in, come in.
Kind of at a loss for how exchanges took place, because somebody's talking and I'm not hearing.
Well,
Just
you
drink
hear
the wine.
half a
Drink the
conversation.
wine.
That's what I'm saying. I'm only hearing half a conversation. I'm confused.
See, you haven't had much interaction with divinity. Divinity sometimes talks to you in your head. You gotta just drink up. Drink some more wine.
So Fel will turn and look at Rask and say, "You hear voices in your head too?"
Doesn't everybody?
That was the only one.
Sometimes it's the only way to get a good conversation, I think.
So when you guys all enter, it's there's several pots with some kind of glowing fungus in them throughout the room that kind of is illuminating the room in this like eerie green light or soft green light, and much of it is set up like an herbalist shop, and you see all kinds of bowls and pestles and vials.
I feel right at home.
It's just literally growing herbs in potters in different places. There's several chairs throughout the place. It's just one big great room. There's a cooking fire in the center of the room that's just burning low with embers. So, you have something to show me.
Yes, we do. We're hoping that you can help us identify it and figure out who it belongs to, what it symbolizes. And I warn her telepathically not to be shocked about what she's about to see. Al, could you join us with the medallion? And I'll ask that Al pops out and reaches into his special place and grabs the medallion. And,
His flesh pouch.
Pardon me?
His flesh pouch.
Yes. His special place.
So she looks at Al, and she looks at you, and she begins tisking. Child, what have you done to yourself? Do you not know the dangers of brokering deals with creatures from the lower planes?
What do you mean?
The imp. The imp.
Oh,
she starts shaking her head and sighing.
He appeared to assist me.
Oh, he will assist you to the very end. This I promise.
Job stability, I guess.
All right, creature, bring forth what you have.
All right, hold tight. Give me a minute.
And she takes the disc from him and turns it every which way as she examines it. You see her eyes are milky and kind of white with age, and they seem to glaze over as she studies the object in her hands. And then all of a sudden she begins to shake violently. And, first, it just starts a little with the hands holding the amulet, and then it seems to spread throughout her body. And before you know it, the amulet is being propelled across the room as she tosses it away and shrieks in horror.
Are you all right? You survived?
That thing is old and vile. Vile and old. Doom will come from it. Deep, deep things sleep. They're coming. They're going to awaken. There will be a great war.
You sound like the street prophet.
And then
the one that was talking all that crap.
She points at Dexamina, and you will be in the center of it all. At the Maelstrom, they will find you. And I thought your brokering deals with the lower planes to be the worst of your problems.
Well, aren't you the harbinger of good news? Oh. Is there a way to prevent the war?
I do not know. I do not believe so. It is coming. Something is going to awaken. Something from the time of the gods.
I'm scared.
You should have let yourself drown.
I didn't even realize what was happening at the time.
Well, that does not sound... That sounds pretty dark and ominous, all that.
Can I read this disc?
The disc does not matter.
Do you see any other paths?
You must keep it asleep.
What? What should I keep asleep?
The beast.
How do we keep it asleep?
That I do not know. I just know it must not awaken.
Hey, your magics put a fish to sleep. Maybe it can put a beast to sleep.
I don't think my magics are quite that strong.
I'd like to try something a little offhanded here. I would like to cast Detect Thoughts and see if I can pop into her mind to see what she's talking about.
Okay. Are you going to just cast it, or are you going to talk to her and ask her, or?
I've got telepathy already to her for communication.
Mm-hmm.
I like the visual. I like to actually see when she's concentrating and she's deep in her sea. I'd like to see those images.
Okay, I understand what you're trying to do, but what I'm asking is, are you going
asking for permission?
Yes, or are you just going to like bull rush into her mind?
I'm a bull.
Okay.
I'm going to go into her head.
Okay, so you do that, and as you cast the spell, and you begin to intrude upon her thoughts, you come up against her mental defenses, which you find virtually impenetrable.
Okay.
As you're probing, you come to a door, and even though you can't see the other side of it, you can kind of see and feel like a bolt being slid out of place, and the door being opened. So you get the impression that you're only being able to get through her mental defenses because she's allowing it. And in your mind, you hear the words, "Youth, impetuous youth, very rude child." And but as you go through, as you seep through the door with your consciousness, you see a pit on the other side, and it seems to go on forever. And the first thing you're greeted by is the smell. It is so bad. It is rotten fish. It is the brine of the ocean. It is every bad smell you've ever encountered in your life. It just hits you like a wall. And it almost permeates to the very core of your soul. And then very soon it's followed by a sound, and it's almost like a slithering, or I don't know if you've ever come across maggots, like a lot of them at once. They make a noise, and it is like one of the most disgusting noises you'll ever hear.
It's a chittering.
And you kind of hear that, and it gives you the impression of slimy things sliding across each other. And then as you gaze into the darkness and you look, the longer you look, you begin to make out shapes and movement in the darkness, and things just writhing and moving in and out and undulating. You can't quite make them out, but you think they're either serpents or tentacles. It kind of reminds you of your vision you had when you were drowning, but at the same time, it also seems very different, and it's not the same. And with that, all of a sudden, you feel your consciousness moving, as if being catapulted away from the pit, away from the darkness, away from the stench and the noise and the vision. You fly through the door as it slams shut behind you. And then you hear in your mind, "That is enough, child, or you will lose your sanity."
I take a minute to compose myself. You know, I've had basically a really awesome yet rough day at the same time. And I respond telepathically with my eyes closed so that everybody else thinks that I'm having a bit of a break. Thank you, Sister Seer. I'm not sure what path we can take. And then I leave it at that.
All things will be revealed in time, and they will work themselves out one way or another, as they always do. Does not matter if we see it coming or not. She says this aloud, so it does not matter if we see it or coming not. That which will pass will pass.
Well, it's better to usually keep your eyes open so you can try and see it coming.
And I think with that, we're going to end it right there until we convene next month, and you guys can decide what your next step's going to be. And if in the same order you guys introduced yourself, if you want to take yourselves out.
Hey guys, Andrew Knapp. It was a really great game. Thanks, Dave. Thanks everybody that played. Look forward to playing next month.
All right, this is Carrie. Thanks, guys. I'll see you guys in a bit. See ya. Bye.
Natalie.
All right, guys. I can't speak on behalf of Natalie. She's just a little, addled right now. But I promise you that, this was a lot of fun. It was certainly better than my last gig where I was working for the Big A, fetching coffee. We're hoping that, next month when we get together, things will be utterly awesome and, not as gloomy, doomy, tentacly as they appear to be right now.
Yeah, Ryan?
Sure. I guess we don't have a Ted. Hey. Okay. Yeah. So, thanks for running, Dave. I had fun. We'll see where things go next time, and thanks everybody for watching.
All right, and I'll finish it off. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, you can put your comments below what you want to see happen, or what you like best. Share, subscribe, all that jazz.
And hey, for you guys that weren't here in the beginning but are here now, just remember next week is my 40th birthday. If you happen to be in the tri-state area, Lyndhurst, New Jersey, Medieval Times, we're going to be hanging out 5 o'clock. There's actually a special promo going on right now. If you go over to the Nerdarchy YouTube page, to our weekly news and or nerdy news and weekly digest, you can actually find the link and the promo code to Medieval Times if you want to hang out. Ryan's going to be tweeting from there. So with that, until next time, stay nerdy.